Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. Tonight we are going for a New England Pale Ale. Which one is it? It's this one. It's Jungle Trip from the London Beer Factory. And it weighs in at 5.3% ABV, and it says on the back of the can that Jungle Trip is fresh pine and fleshy grape aromas intermingling while grapefruit citrus flavours explode as Summit and Comet hops rumble. All supported by a sweet beaming yellow malt bill and fruity fermenting yeast. A far-out tropical flavour voyage of refreshment. It's a 440ml can, 2.3 units in said can. Your malts are Golden Promise, oats, wheat and dextrin, and your hops are Nelson Sauvin, Summit, Comet and Columbus. And your yeast is Verdant IPA. So, gotta love the trippy the artwork on the can. Look at that. It's like oil on water. It's a little bit of silver to back it all up. It's lovely. Anyway, it's from the correct part of London, southeast London. Is these guys and girls at London Beer Factory? Anything else on the can worthy of note? No, just the usual guidance. Don't drink if you're pregnant. Recycle the can, etc., etc. So, without further ado, it's baking hot. It's 29 degrees outside. We're going to get it open into a glass and see what we think of it. Pouring into a vocation glass today. The smell off the can opening is amazing. The pour is really quite pale, really quite an excited beer. I will say that. It's quite gassy on the pour, as you can tell. Something tells me, yeah, look at that, look at that. That was not excessively poured. It's, yeah, it's very excitable. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, well, I'm not going to pour too much, but anyone want to flake with that? It's the weather for it. So we have four fingers of head. It's particularly voluminous, as I'm sure you can tell. And the beer, it's like looking at one of those cigarettes from The Fifth Element, you know, where it's 90% filter and the rest is a cigarette. The beer itself is a lovely kind of hazy golden yellow. It's well carbonated, as I'm sure everyone can see. And yeah, it's nice and hazy. Good colour on the beer. And just a massive head. It's crazy. Anyway, the smell coming out of the can was amazing. So let's try and see if we can get something on the head of this one. Yeah, it's big tropical pineapple. It's delicious. And it's amazing I can smell anything through that monster head. Pineapple, little bit of citrus. It's nondescript citrus. It's not bright. It's not pithy. It's not orangey. It's not limey. It's just generic citrus, a blend of different things. There's something sharp going on as well, perhaps like a little bit of passion fruit. It smells absolutely amazing. The scent strength is strong. Smells amazing. Juicy tropical things going on. Smells great. The pour was just, well, yeah, that was that. Let's get it into my chops. Cheers. That's a hoppy little number. It's a big hop explosion, as they say. There is citrus there. There is that little hint of passion fruit. There is that something, and they talk about grape on the can. I kind of get it. I don't go around sniffing grapes or wine, but I do get it. It's clean and fresh. It's vibrant. Yeah, and the flavours are there. The big citrus, that little hint of passion fruit. That's something just a little bit clean. The mouthfeel is excitable. It is well carbonated, and that comes through. It's almost like having pop rocks in your mouth. Medium body, sort of decent mouthfeel, like I say, excitable. Sharp, zesty, refreshing. Yeah, it's nice. I say it is hoppy. The malts are there, but it's hop forward by a massive, massive way. And it's sweet. They talk about pine as well. I'm struggling to get that. Maybe more on the nose on the flavour. It is. There's a hint on the nose. And yeah, it's nice. The finish has got a slightly savoury element to it, almost like mosaic as a hop. And it didn't have mosaic, did it? No, it's the Nelson Sauvin giving it the sharpness. And yeah, it's really quite nice. And refreshing. Very, very much needed on this stupidly hot day. So, Jungle Trip from London Beer Factory. What do I think of you? Well, before I tell you what I think of you, we're going to go to the Untapped Scoreboard of Joy, which has got 7,433 check-ins and a decent average score of 3.66. So, my scoreboard is going to look something like this with some numbers on. Anyway, we're going to give a beer a judge on the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. So we're going to try and pour some more and see if we can... that's a little better. A little, not massively. All right, that'll do. So it's a good-looking beer. Let's not make any mistakes about it. It's a it's cloudy like a Nipa should be. It's the right colour. You've got a nice head. It looks the part. Yeah, I've got to agree with that. Yeah, it looks the part. I like it. It's going to get a full point on the opening. The aromas are excellent. If you like them big and tropical and, pineapple-y, and then just a little bit of that sharpness from the passion fruit sort of thing coming through, then you are going to love it. It's big. It's strong, like I say. And I mentioned pine and grape. I get a hint of something like that. And it's right at the beginning of the aroma, and then the tropical pineapple comes in. They talk about citrus as well, grapefruit citrus. I don't know. But anyway, I like the aromas. They're really nice. Is it perfect? I'd like more pineapple. I think putting some citrus hops in there would be really interesting and add a nice element. I'm going to give it the 0.75 on the aroma front. The body is decent for New England. Not brilliant. It could be heavier, and that carbonation is just a little bit too much for my liking. I like my New Englands to be much smoother and a little bit more kind of coating. This one is excitable and pop rocky. It's going to get the 0.5 from me. And the taste, well, we're going to go in for another taste actually. Yeah, it is tropical. It is clean. It's fresh. There is a lovely hop profile going on, and it's big. It's in your face. It doesn't pull the punches. It smashes you in the face with a freight train of hops, which is exactly how I like it. There's tropical notes. There's a little bit of citrus. You've got a bit of what I suppose they could call pine, and maybe a little bit of that grape. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of grapes. I don't drink enough grape-based drinks to confirm. Anyway, do I like it? Yes, I do. Is it perfect? Not quite. It could do with some citra, like I say, just to bring out some of that lemony zest. And maybe a little mosaic for a little bit of onion. Yeah, a little bit of onion, just to balance out that big juicy hop profile. I like it. It's really good. It's just not perfect. So get the 0.75 from me. And the finish. Well, I didn't go into the finish. I'm leaving it for now. Okay, it's hoppy, no bones about that. Decent longevity, it keeps going, and it's developing. I'm getting more of the fruits, and they're evolving. You go away from the pineapple, you go into something a little bit more of that pine resin, and then the malts come in, and it's a nice malt profile. It's not in your face, it's not overly strong, it's just nicely balanced, and the hops are just kind of fading off into the distance and leaving you with a nice, clean, fresh malt flavour. I like it. Is it very good? Almost. It's 0.5. I was having an R in there, as you can tell. I just wish it had a little bit more citrus flavour on the back end and a little bit more bitterness. I know it's New England and they shouldn't be overly bitter, but I just appreciate a little bit more because it's quite sweet. So that gives my total score of 3.5 out of 5 on the Untapped Scoreboard of Joy. I think it's 3.5, isn't it? 1.5, 2, 3.5. Yes, this heat's getting to me. Anyway, there we go. Jungle Trip from London Beer Factory. It's a decent beer. It's nice and refreshing, but it's not perfect in my eyes. But then again, they do some fantastic beers. If the Big Milk Stout of theirs is more up your alley, give it a try. It's a lovely juice. Lovely. It's not juicy at all. It's a lovely chocolatey number. It's big and boozy and delicious. And the Zaya is excellent as well from London Beer Factory. So on that note, I'm going to say that's been the beer. I'm sweating profusely, and I will see you again soon for another one. But not before you've hit those buttons down there. Bye.